Good morning, students. Continuation of the previous class. That angular momentum. Linear momentum is momentum of the particle. If the particle is going in the straight line or having the mass m, velocity v, the momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. That is called linear momentum for the particles going along the straight line path. But when the object is in rotatory motion, how we consider this angular momentum? Angular momentum is the product of linear momentum and position vector, cross product we take, or for circular motion that position vector is nothing but equal to radius vector it becomes, and angular momentum is acting along the axis of rotation, and P and R are always perpendicular to each other. P is nothing but equal to mass into velocity. Mass is a scalar quantity, velocity and linear momentum in the same direction along the tangent we take. That means straight line path means at that instant it is trying to go along the straight line path. At the instantaneous only we have to consider here. That at the instantaneous point, momentum is nothing but equal to mass into velocity into position vector. The cross product if you take now, that becomes equal to angular momentum. You can also define it as the product of between the linear momentum P and perpendicular distance r sin theta. What is this? R sin theta is called as a perpendicular distance. R perpendicular or r sin theta is nothing but equal to perpendicular distance. R sin theta is a perpendicular distance of the momentum, perpendicular distance, the momentum from axis of rotation. That means this is supposed to be 90 degrees. This L is perpendicular both R and P. For circular motion, theta is always perpendicular 90 degrees. Therefore, we consider L is equals to mvr. For circular motion, even for elliptical motion, for the planetary motions also, angular momentum taken as equals to mvr itself. At the given instant, even for elliptical motion, for the planets, sun is here. At the given instant, the velocity is along the tangent to the path and always perpendicular to the radius or position vector, considering the sun at the axis of rotation. Okay, next is units important and dimension formula also of course important. S unit of the angular momentum is, sin theta don't have units and dimensions. Angular momentum is mvr. Angular momentum symbol we can take small l or capital L. Be careful with that. It is not length. Length symbol also L only we take. Mass into velocity into radius or position vector magnitude. There is nothing but equal to meters. Distance only meters is kg, meter per second. Kg meter per second into meter. That means meter square. Meter is coming twice. So kg meter square per second is the SI unit of angular momentum. What about dimension formula? Kg means mass. M means length. Meters means length. So meter square means L square. Second is time. So T minus 1. Is the dimension formula. Next is angular momentum. E is a vector. What is direction now? It is perpendicular to the R and P. So that can be found with the help of right hand thumb rule. It is acting along the axis of rotation. Direct along the axis of rotation, it is perpendicular both R and P momentum. What about the P? P equal to mass into velocity. So mass is a scalar only, no direction. So momentum and velocity are in the same direction always. Where the same direction means along the tangent or in the same direction. That is the tangent to the circle. And angle between the P and V will be 0 degrees. In case if you take the cross product as L bar equal to R cross P, if I reverse that, what happens? P cross R means minus L. So opposite direction. L bar is upwards means, we are using here small l symbol. Upwards means this is going to be minus L bar will be downward direction. So you have to take. But magnitude is RP sin theta only. For rotating objects, we use the term angular momentum. For straight line motions path, what we take is linear momentum. If the fan is rotating, we talk about the angular momentum terms. Next is relation between angular momentum L and torque tau. This is important for the 3 marks derivation. Relation between angular momentum and torque. The rate of change of angular momentum with time is equals to torque. The rate of change of angular momentum with the time is equal to external torque. This point is important once, and the whole derivation is important for the 3 marks question. Proof for it. Second point is taken for the proof. Sorry, 1 minute. The rate of change of angular momentum with time means change in angular momentum by time is equal to torque. That means dl by dt. L is the angular momentum if you have taken, then dl by dt is nothing but equal to rate of change of angular momentum is nothing but equal to torque external. This is a relation between the angular momentum and torque. The torque must be external torque. If you take the linear motion, so we take the rate of change of linear momentum is equals to external force we take. Wherever force is replaced with the torque, wherever momentum is replaced with the angular momentums. Proof for this derivation. L is angular momentum. What is L is equals to is equals to mvr. Or P into R we can take in magnitude I am taking here. I am taking here theta is equals to 9 degrees. For circular motion I am taking, for circular motion theta is 90. In that case this that okay, 1 minute I will take in terms of R cross P. This is magnitude. Better take it as this magnitude, and L is equals to, we can take it as R cross P also. R is position vector, P is mass into velocity. If angular momentum changes with time t, then rate of change of angular momentum is equals to dl by dt. If angular momentum changes with L changes with time t, then rate of change of angular momentum, rate of change of angular momentum with time is equal to dl by dt. This one will take it as a second point. Angular momentum is L, changes with time t, then rate of change of angular momentum with time we take it as equals to dl by dt. L you substitute for this. What you get, that L substitution will give us, if I take the substitution of L is nothing but equal to R cross P I can take. Therefore, dl by dt is equals to d by dt of L. I am taking the vector form, so we take it as equals to bar way I am taking. dl by dt equal to d by dt of L bar. L bar is nothing but equal to R cross P. But to take the partial differentiation of this R and P, first time we take one constant, other one we take it as a variables. So this is equals to dr by dt into P cross plus R cross into dp by dt. So we take it as a first R cross into dp by dt. Okay, place is not there, we will write it below this. R cross into dp by dt d by dt of R bar into P plus R cross into dp by dt. It's called the partial differentiation. If the two variables are there at the same time, t indicate the time is a variable, compulsorily time will not be constant. But here multiplication of these two, and r is also not constant, position vector keeps on changing, p also changing. In that case, what we take is both variables are there, means we take the partial differentiation. Partial differentiation means part you have to do. R keep constant means differentiate with respect to p. Next plus p keep constant and differentiate with respect to r. Here I am taking the first p constant, don't touch it. So dr by dt we have to take dr by dt cross p, plus second time I am taking the r constant and dp by dt we have to take. This is nothing but equal to dr by dt, position vector by time, is nothing but equal to velocity. We will get is v cross p plus r cross f. This change in momentum by time, rate of change in momentum is nothing but equal to force, called as the external force. But about v cross p, v and p are in the same direction, therefore v cross p is equals to 0. This is nothing but dl by dt in vector form. But v cross p equal to 0, since v, p are in same direction along the tangent of the path. P is nothing but equal to mass into velocity. That means this is m into v cross v only. V cross v, v and v are in the same direction means v cross v becomes equal to 0. Since v bar comma p bar are in same direction. Next dp by dt, F external force equal to dp by dt is external force. Rate of change of momentum is nothing but equal to force. So this part is 0, what you get is r cross f. What is r cross f? Is torque, and tau is equals to tau external is equals to r cross f. So this substitution we have to do in this expression. V cross p is 0, r cross f is nothing but equal to torque. The result becomes therefore substitute these two terms in this expression. Therefore dl by dt is equals to v cross p is 0. So left out is only r cross f, or you can write as rate of dl by dt is equals to r cross f is nothing but equal to torque external record as. The external torque can be written as equals to the rate of change of angular momentum with the time. Extra points. This is a vector form. We can take the magnitudes only. This tau equal to dl by dt. Without bars also we can take. Dl indicates what? Change in angular momentum. First one. External torque is equals to dl by dt, which is nothing but equal to r. R can be written as tau is equals to delta L by delta t. What is delta L indicates is L2 minus L1, final angular momentum minus initial angular momentum, by T2 minus T1. This dl by dt, this is called the differential form, where L1 is angular momentum at time t1, and L2 is the initial final angular momentum at a time t2. This is going to be final ones, this is going to be initial ones. L1 is the initial ones at time t1 means L2 is the final one at time t2. This is required for the problems purpose, the relationship, but derivation if they ask only up to this you have to do. External torque is equal to dl by dt. It must be external torque only, not internal torque. Internal torques will be cancelled, that do not affect the change in the angular momentum. So if you want to change the angular momentum, the torque must be from outside only. second point as extra points only. Continuation. Only external torque can change the angular momentum. Only external torque can change the angular momentum. Internal torques do not affect the angular momentums. Internal torques cancel each other. If you take the two are there means they are equal and opposite and cancel each other. And do not affect or do not change, we can take. Do not affect the angular momentum. Internal torques cancel each other and do not affect the angular momentum. Only external torques can affect the angular momentum. Therefore, always we take a dl by dt. Torque external is equals to dl by dt, rate of change of angular momentum. This torque must be external torque only. Next is, similarly we can take the force, external force. Similarly, only external force can change the linear momentum. That means if you take this external force is equals to dp by dt. P is equal to mass into velocity, that is linear momentum. So dp by dt indicates what? Rate of change of angular momentum, linear momentum with respect to time. Delta p by delta p also you can take. This leads to Newton's second law. The definition of the Newton's second law is rate of change of linear momentum is equals to external force. This second law can be modified as mass p equal to m into v. If mass is constant, this dp by dt can be as m into dv by dt. dv by dt becomes equal to acceleration m into a. So external force equal to ma is one form. If the mass is also changing, then the form can be different. But here we are taking that in terms of the dp only. The momentum, if you want to change, whether the mass or velocity you want to change, the force is required. Which force? External force, not internal force. Similarly, wherever the force we are taking, replace with the torque for rotation motion. This is for translatory motion, this is for rotatory motion. Wherever the momentum is there for translatory motion, replace with the angular momentum for the rotatory motions. If you take the system of particles, angular momentum, this is not required, much important one, just have an extra point as angular momentum and torque, event relations for system of particles, a system of n particles. For system of particles, if you take the several particles having the angular momentum, then in that case you have to take the net angular momentum is nothing but equal to vector sum of the all angular momentums. What the system means collection of particles, of several particles. The net angular momentum is the sum, means addition, sum of which sum we have to take is vector sum, is the vector sum of all angular momentums. If you take n particles, for system of n particles, total angular momentum L total is equals to vector form L1 bar plus L2 bar plus and so on plus Ln bar we can take. It can be written as sigma Li bars I is equals to 1 to n we can take. If I take the each particles, if you want to take, and one total torque tau bar is external is equals to external and total torque is equals to d by dt of L total is a relation. That means if you take this different torques, tau 1 total torque equal to tau 1, tau 2, tau 2 also we can take. Also tau total all external torques is equals to tau 1 bar plus tau 2 bar and so on tau n bar. Sigma torques we can take I cap I equal to 1 to n. Considering the internal and external torque also we can write total torque all external only, which is supposed to be, in case if you consider internal also, tau internal plus tau external, this will be equal to tau internal only, external should not be taken, where tau int is internal torque, tau ext it is, subscript ex is external torque. But internal torques will be equal to 0. So what you have to consider is total torque is supposed to be equal to external torque. In case if they give in any cases internal torque, external torque also if they are given, don't consider the internal torque, they will be cancelled each other. You have to consider only external torque. Internal, just like action reaction pairs they form and they cancel each other. Internal torques cancel each other. If I take the angular momentum as L is equals to R cross P, if I take the ith particle, if you have taken, or nth particle, ith particle, what is the angular momentum? L is equals to R cross P. So we can take this as Li. L equal to R cross Pi, or the ith particles or nth particle, whatever, doesn't matter. If you take the electrons revolving around the nucleus, several electrons are present. So each electron having the angular momentum of rotation around the center of the nucleus. What is the total angular momentum of the atom if you want to consider? No, that is nothing but equal to sum of the angular momentums of each electrons we have to consider. That will be the total angular momentums. But the torque acting will be internal torques there, they will be cancelling each other. In similarly, planets revolving around the sun, all the planets together, if you want to take the total angular momentum of all the planets around the sun, then total angular momentum is sum of the angular momentums. So of course here also torque is will not generate, net torque is 0 because the forces will be internal forces. Internal forces, internal torques will not affect the angular momentum. So angular momentum remains constant for the planetary motions. That is the second law of Kepler's related to the angular momentum. Is constant when the planets are revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit. Distance may change, but angular momentum remains constant because the torque acting is internal torque there. Internal torque means the force acting between the sun and planets forms the internal forces. Internal torque will not affect the angular momentums as well as angular momentums only. We are talking here rotational motion. Velocities may change and increase and decrease, but not the angular momentum. Next we discuss is rotational equilibrium of the rigid body. equilibrium. Many different cases will be discussed related to the equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, also thermal equilibrium. Here we are discussing is mechanical equilibrium related to the rotatory motion. And in this, even in the mechanism, we have the two type of equilibriums again. One is called as a translatory equilibrium. Translatory equilibrium means on the rigid body, hard body, rigid body. What is rigid body? We already discussed before. The distance between the particles do not change if the external force, if the force is applied, internal and external, doesn't matter. So if the distance between the particles is constant, remaining always when the force applied also, then that object is called as a rigid body. So hard bodies are rigid bodies. If you take the hard body on this, force are acting on this object at different places. So this force is P and Q, but weight is acting downward directions, mg. So I will take it as equals to W. If upward force equal to downward force, that means P plus Q is supposed to be equal to W. Then net force is 0. This P and Q are trying to move the body upwards, W is trying to move the body downwards. If P plus Q is more than W, then the object will go upward directions. If the weight is more than, weight W is more than P plus Q, the object will go downwards. That is related to the translatory motion. Translatory motion. But if P plus Q equal to R, W, P plus Q equal to W, equal and upward direction. You are mentioning is only magnitude. Direction is mentioned in the diagrams. W is downwards, P plus Q upwards. Both are equivalent. So for example, this is a 10 kg. This is a 5 kg. And this is equals to 15 kg. That means upward force equal to downward force. Then that object will not try to go up or downwards. That is called as a translatory equilibrium. Translatory equilibrium. That means net force is equal to 0. Net force equal to 0 means P plus Q equal to W means P plus Q minus W equal to 0. Upward force if we take positive, downward force take a negative, sign conventions. Then this is called the algebraic sum of the forces, means sigma F net is equals to 0. In this case we are taking only in a plane. Plane means only upward directions or downward directions we can take. Upwards, this is x-axis, y-axis. If you take in a plane, the forces possible is right side, left side, up or down only will be there. Then right side force equal to left side force or upward force equal to downward force. Then net force is equals to 0. That means we can take it as equals to Fx equal to sigma Fx equal to 0. Net force along the x-axis 0. Net force along the y-axis 0. Then the overall forces will be equal to 0. That is related to translatory equilibrium. But if we take in 3 dimensions, z-axis also need to consider. Then sigma F is equals to, this is the total force, equal to 0. That means what? Sigma Fx equal to 0, sigma Fy is also equal to 0, and sigma Fz is also equal to 0. If I take the I particles, the rigid body is a single object. If I take the several particles together, if you have taken, then take it as a I is equals to 1 to n, I equal to 1 to n, ith particle it is, Fzi, Fiz, we can take I is equals to 1 to n. Will be equal to 0. This is related to the translatory equilibrium. But if that is not translatory equilibrium, if it is maybe translatory equilibrium, not going upwards or downwards, but it may be rotating. Rotating means what? Here in this case, if I take this point as axis of rotation, 10 kg is more than 5 kg. So 10 kg is trying to pull it like this, in this direction, about this point. So if you take the point as a supporting point, and Q is trying to rotate like this. This try to rotate means they are forming like a couple cases, but unequal forces here. Not a couple, you have to call as a torque only, or called as a moment of force. The force here is 5 kg is a mass. I am taking kg weight we can take. If you want to convert into weight, no, you are taking a 5 kg weight means 5 into g. G is acceleration to gravity, becomes equal to force. Here also 10 into g. G is acceleration to gravity, becomes equal to force. Similarly, you can take this also 15g as a force. In newtons, force means in newtons you have to mention. So this force is trying to rotate like this, this trying to rotate like this. Rotation is there means we are to talk about the torque. Torque is what producing about this point. If I take the axis of rotation, then this force P into this distance, I will take it as small p. This Q into this distance is small q. And this weight into the distance from the same point is 0. This is not trying to rotate. And this is trying to rotate, this is also trying to rotate. And what is the torque? Force into perpendicular distance, that is due to the torque. Tau is equals to Rf sin theta. Force into R sin theta. R sin theta is nothing but equal to perpendicular distance. What is the perpendicular distance here? This is 90. This is the distance from the axis of rotation is P. So P into P, capital P into small p. Q into Q. This small q is the distance. But anti-clockwise directions we take it as a positive. Clockwise directions we take it as a negatives. Whatever. It's not compulsory fixed, but generally we take is anti-clockwise positive. Clockwise we take it as a negative. So here the